It's the 1960s. The Cold War rages on. Conflicts are fought all over the world. We are at the brink of nuclear war, and new nations acquire and test nuclear weapons. Social and political movements around the world demand change from world leaders. They demand a fairer society. They demand democracy, civil rights, peace. Filmmaker Eduardo De Santis, an international entrepreneur with growing interests in social issues, realizes this lack of visionary leadership in international governance and the critical need for new ways of thinking. He establishes Gold Mercury International, a pioneering governance think tank for peace and cooperation, focusing on advancing international relations, corporate responsibility, and social innovation. The name Gold Mercury was inspired by Mercury, the Roman god of trade and the patron of commerce, communication, and the arts. The statue which forms Gold Mercury's logo and award was designed in the 1600s by Flemish sculptor Jan Bologna and resides in the Bargello Museum in Florence. To promote good governance, De Santis establishes the Gold Mercury Awards to recognize governments, companies, and organizations that promote good relations and governance practices. And so, the world's first global awards for governance and corporate social responsibility were born. Initial categories of the awards included efforts to improve peace and cooperation, the safety of industrial workers, inclusion of women in management, the proper disposal of industrial waste, and the advancement of international trade, all stemming from the belief that strengthening commerce and relations amongst nations fosters peace and stability. This unprecedented good governance award initiative attracted the interest of Giuseppe Saragat, the President of the Italian Republic. He gave his official patronage and started to host the award ceremonies and conferences in Rome's Campidoglio, designed by Michelangelo in the 16th century. The Gold Mercury Awards became increasingly influential as an international acknowledgement for good governance practices. During the 1970s, the Gold Mercury Awards and Summits achieved international recognition, pioneering debates on the future of peace, globalization, and better global governance. The award was presented to world leaders, business leaders, and organizations for advancing peace and international cooperation. A few examples include President Saragat of Italy, Jean Rey, the first president of the European Commission, Suehiro Honda, founder of Honda Motors, Masaru Ibuka of Sony, a young King Juan Carlos of Spain for his critical role in Spain's peaceful transition from a 40-year dictatorship to a new democracy, the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, the International Red Cross, and for advancing peace in the Middle East, President Sadat of Egypt received the Peace Award in 1978. The Gold Mercury Cairo Peace Conference, hosted by President Sadat the following year, attracted Middle Eastern and international leaders to seek new routes for peace. As the influence of the awards and its summits grew in promoting a message of peace, trade, and cooperation, Gold Mercury's founder, Eduardo De Santis, was made commander of the Italian Republic for his services to the country. In the 1980s, Gold Mercury engaged with the great powers of the US, China, and the Soviet Union to organize international conferences. The events were aimed at establishing a friendly bridge between the US, the Soviet Union, and the newest emerging global power, China. US President Ford and Soviet leader Brezhnev received awards for peace for limiting the use of nuclear weapons. President Reagan continued nuclear talks with the Soviets and received the Peace Award for negotiating a treaty that reduced the nuclear threat with the Soviet leader, Gorbachev. Over the years, in promoting international relations, Gold Mercury has organized cooperation, trade, and peace summits in all corners of the world. Russia, Ethiopia, the Congo, Togo, Gabon, Pakistan, Spain, Italy, Colombia, Mexico, Venezuela, to name but a few. To maintain relevance in an evolving world, and to respond to the needs of an increasingly complex and globalized planet, the Gold Mercury Awards were updated, extending its categories to focus on sustainable solutions to global challenges in 8 key areas of global governance. Our laureates include visionary leaders solving global problems, visionary leaders like Elaine Johnson Sirleaf, President of Liberia, Alvaro Uribe Vélez, President of Colombia, bringing national security and economic progress to the people of Colombia. Elvira Fortunato, the Portuguese scientist. Hernando de Soto of Peru, for simplifying the process of granting property rights and transforming the lives of poorer communities. Livia Tyrone, sustainability expert. IKEA, the largest retailer of furniture on the planet. The Consultative Group for Agricultural Research of the World Bank. Dr. Robert Gallo, one of the scientists who co-discovered the HIV virus as a cause of AIDS, saving millions of lives worldwide. Kerry Kennedy, founder of the Robert F. Kennedy Memorial Center for Human Rights.
Thank you so much, Nicholas. Wasn't that an amazing speech? Thank you. Really, it was wonderful. And Eduardo, thank you for all the work you've done, and everyone else associated with Gold Mercury. It's great to be here in London. As we're going past the castle today, I was reminded of what Henry VIII said to one of his wives, which was, "Don't worry, you won't be here for too much longer."
Today, the world is full of problems that require global solutions by discovering the greatest minds, encouraging sustainable innovation, and addressing the major challenges of our time and of the future. We will continue to award visionary leaders that transform our world and strengthen the legacy of the Gold Mercury Awards.